And Josie, I very warmly welcome you to actually share your story with us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Beata. So I'm just going to share my screen. So welcome everyone. So if you're a nurse watching this webinar, up A1 on the chat. We'd love to know who the nurses are on this call. And today we're going to talk to you about health and what is it that is beyond nursing. And so who is a nurse here? Just drop a 1 so we know who you are, and let us know what part of the world you're watching from as well. And so a little bit about my story. So when I was young, my dream was to be a nurse, but my parents couldn't afford to send me to nursing school. But I got scholarship anyway, and I started to do my accounting degree. And when I was in my senior year in university, I met a nun from Connecticut. And her vision was to send the poor people from the Philippines to Australia to study their nursing. So lo and behold, I was blessed with that opportunity. And so I came to Australia, I studied nursing, and when 2 years after I finished, I stumbled into aged care management. So I've been in aged care management for over 25 years, and 17 years of that, I worked as a director of nursing. And so I love my job so much. So, I know, when you're a nurse, the good thing about it is, you have the opportunity to either be a clinician, you can be a manager, you can be an educator, you can be a facilitator. There's just so many pathways. So for nurses out there, there's just so many choices for us. So for me, I really enjoyed my job as a director of nursing. I thrive in that, and I was a workaholic, 40, 50, 70 hours a week, day in, day out, and that's just with one job. And I know that there's a lot of nurses out there that are probably working the same number of hours. So if that's you, just drop a 2 in the chat, because we want to know, who are the nurses here, that are in our audience today. And so at the age of 46, here I was, I had a lucrative job, I had all the perks of management, and I found myself completely burnt out. And so physically, emotionally, I was just a wreck. And I decided I'm going to resign, and I didn't know what to do. So at that time, my eldest daughter was only 6, and my youngest was 3 years old. And I quit my job, and I didn't know what to do. But the thing is, I knew there was probably going to be something beyond nursing. And so I was presented this opportunity by a couple. They came to my house and they showed me some products. And so I joined because a year after I quit my job, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I wanted to take the products. I was so scared. My sister at the age of 43 died of breast cancer, and I was thinking of my children. So I quit my job, and I decided to really help people to be able to, be healthier, restore their health, because I lost my health by becoming so obsessed with my work. And I know there's so much pressure out there with nursing. It's just one of those beautiful profession where we give so much. We give so much to others, and there's a lot of nurses there that really enjoy what they're doing. But from my own experience, here I was really, really enjoying my profession. And I found myself flat on the ground. I didn't know what to do. But I always believe that things happen because you're meant to walk that path. So I don't know what stage you are in. I don't know whether you're working as a nurse, or you're ready to retire, or you're looking for other options. So today, Beata and I are going to cover, some of the causes of why we feel the way we feel sometimes. We have no energy, we have brain fog, lack of sleep, can't sleep, all of these things that's happening. And we're going to talk about aging, and we're going to talk about some options beyond nursing. And so these are my kids, that's where they are in 2009, when I decided to become my own boss, to be an entrepreneur. And now they're in, 17 and 20 in the next couple of months as well. But before I go ahead with my presentation, I just wanted to let you know that really the results from the products vary from each person to person, because we're all unique and different. And in terms of, how the business works, it also varies depending on the effort you put in, your commitment, and the market conditions. And so today we are going to talk about flipping the switch so that you will feel better and you do more. And I don't know about you, but you know, if you feel good, if you have more energy, you are good, right? If you feel good, you are good and you can do more. And so I'll talk to you about what that flipping the switch is all about. But first is to talk about, you know, what is happening in the world today. We live in a modern world. And as we all know, we're being bombarded by so many chemicals around us, you know, food and water. For example, you know yourself, unless you're eating pure organic, you're raising your garden, you're probably eating a lot more pesticides than fruits and vegetables. Our environment has changed. There's so much pollution. You know, everything that, most of the things that we use in our household probably have got chemicals in them. You know, there's a lot of EMFs, you know, technology, blue light, mood. And what does that do in our body? It affects us, you know, so much. Also, there's so much stress around us. I know when I was doing my nursing, it's like I was responsible for the patients. I was responsible for the staff. I was responsible for the management. I know that nurses who work out there, there's a lot of stress because now a lot of patients and a lot of clients have very, very high expectation, right? You know, we have got a lot of demands from the consumers out there. And I know that, you know, when I was doing my nursing, I used to work night duty when I was a student nurse. And oh my gosh, almost killed me because I'm not a person that could stay up all night. Almost killed me, and I was young at that time. But, you know, night duty, that has affected me. And so these are some of the factors that hijack our body, you know, that dims the light. And also all those chemicals after the Industrial Revolution, there's chemicals after chemicals, about 85,000 chemicals have been introduced. And that's why I said, you know, what we eat, what we put on our skin, what we put on our body, you know, what we clean the house, you know, there's probably a lot of chemicals out there. But my question to you is, you know, how do you eliminate all of these factors that are dimming the lights? But you know what? It is our part and parcel of living in the 21st century. We are living in a modern world. So what does that dimming the light look like? Okay, so you probably have decreased immune system. You know, that is, it's for real. You know, we are just, you know, being bombarded by all these free radicals that we could have decreased immune system. Brain fog is for real. Oh my gosh, you know, like memory loss, you know, the level of dementia nowadays, people are much younger and they're getting dementia. What about sluggish? You know, we're slower, we think slower. It's just, you know, probably all this overstimulation that we have from technology as well. Affects our mood, lack of motivation, stress, very high level of stress in a lot of society, and also fatigue. But what really is happening in our body when the light is dimming is more biochemical processes. And I will delve into that and how, you know, I'll give you an understanding of how you can help yourself. So science has already discovered that our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. And isn't it amazing that, you know, there's just so much advancement in science that now we can really flip the switch and help our body. And that's something unique that we have. Now my slides is not moving. Okay. So if you could leverage those genes, so this is a question. If you could leverage those genes with a flip of a switch, so would you? Of course you would, right? So let me start with oxidative stress. And as a nurse, you probably heard of oxidative stress. This is so detrimental for our health because it damages the integrity of our cell. In fact, there's a direct correlation with oxidative stress and over 200 diseases. And so what do we do is really to be able to produce those antioxidants. So a little bit of an example is like, you know, if you eat an apple, you bite an apple and you leave it on the bench for a while, it goes brown. That definitely is oxidation. And unfortunately, the body's production of antioxidant slows down over time as we age as well. And so thank goodness, okay, let me see, we've got this modern slide that just moves on its own. So we now have activated the NRF2 pathway, which is literally, right, the switch to activate, wait a sec. We have this brand new spanking slides that moves on its own, okay? So let me go back to the slides. NRF2, so there's a study in Washington University, and they came up with this statement, which is quite profound, that NRF2 is likely to be the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future, and that NRF2 may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. And so when I was looking at joining this company, I read this statement and I thought, my gosh, let me read that again, because it definitely is so profound. And so what LifeVantage was able to do was to activate the NRF2 pathway. Okay, so going back to that slide, which just moved really, okay, sorry. I'm missing some slides here. Okay, so let me just go back. So with the oxidative stress, what do we do is to be able to produce those massive antioxidants. And so what the company was able to discover is that we now have activated the NRF2 pathway, which literally is the switch to activate the mechanism inside the cells with 5 natural ingredients to flip the switch to activate our body's natural ability to produce its own antioxidants response. So that happens. So, but what happens is that as we age, we are not able to do that anymore. And so looking at this slide, this is what happens to antioxidant production as we age. It starts to decline, okay, at the age of 20, and continues to decline exponentially over the next several decades of our lives until we figure out how to flip the switch of NRF2 to activate production of millions of antioxidants, regardless of how old we are. And this is what happens when you activate the NRF2 pathway. So this message is worth taking note, because the impact on your health and your life will be profound. So you can go to pubmed.gov and type Protandim. And so I just want to say that this PubMed.gov is the National Library of Medicine's research lab. And it's where doctors and scientists and researchers around the world go to research information. So these, the ones that you just saw are just really tier 1, it's a world-class publication. And so the most prestigious universities and medical institutes that you can see on the left side and the right side on the planet collaborated to do their own research to validate this finished product. And it's never been seen before with products like this. And that's how powerful this product is. And now what happened is, once the company understood about flipping the switch, so you can see there, Ohio University, National Institute of Aging. So now what happened is they understand about flipping the switch. So they went out there and start looking at other ways to be able to do that. And they found 2, which is mitochondrial health and sirtuin activity. And so let me describe them to you. You probably heard of mitochondria as a nurse, of course, right? So mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cell. These are parts of the cell that act like batteries. You know what happens when you're listening to like an electronic device and the batteries go dead? What do you have to do? You either have 2 choices. You replace the battery or you plug in into a power plant, okay? And so it works. So similarly in our body, inside our body, it does the same thing. So as your body loses their power, they lose their energy. Okay, so what happens? Maybe you can go and pick up some cup of coffee from Starbucks or pick up some energy drink, but there's limitation to that, just like the length of the battery of your device. the length of the time that the caffeine drink kicks in, and then you're back to the same place. So wouldn't it be better to rely on the body's natural ability to produce those things called mitochondria, which makes the energy, right? But unfortunately, this thing called aging, as we age, this process slows down and it gets less efficient over time. But we discovered the pathway, and this is flipping the switch of NRF1 with literally activating 5 ingredients. And so Protandim NRF1 Synergizer flips the switch of youth and powering your cells back on so that it activates the genes by nearly, look at this, 70% increase. And definitely that is so powerful. So when you take these products, okay, so when you take these products, you re-stimulate the energy sources. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is the sirtuin decline. I can tell you that even though I'm a nurse, I have not heard of sirtuin, so I learned about it. And what happens is they decline as we age. So if you have not heard of that, you know, so have you ever felt sluggish before? Have you ever run out of energy and you didn't know why? Well, I tell you what, it's not your fault. It's your cells. Your cells have the ability to degunk themselves by getting rid of the garbage. So you can see here, it's actually our cells are full of garbage. So the processes that your cells go through creates cellular debris, literally gunking up your cells. So the sirtuin activity increases cleaning up that gunk and restoring communication inside your cells. And that's the natural process. However, this aging thing causes it to slow down. But what we've been able to do is, again, have the NAD activating the pathway that turns on the cellular cleanup of the cells by increasing communication inside your cells, okay? And literally using those natural ingredients. But what happened is, as we get old, this thing don't happen, you know, they decline for sure. And so when you take this Protandim and our NAD, okay, it increases sirtuin activity, the cleanup process, by 100% in 24 hours. That definitely is unbelievable. There's no product on earth like that before. So what happens when your cells get activated and they get cleaned up with the degunk and slow, and the slow sluggishness of the cells starts to function normally again? It's like you get this energy boost, and it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. What matters is that we activate the pathway to increase the sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. So the bottom line is, you get the gunky cells working properly, recharge those batteries, and give your cells more energy, and reverse the age-related effects of oxidative stress, all at the same time. So those are the biochemical processes that happens as we age, and we have the ability to be able to flip those switches so that we're well and healthy again. And so looking at this chart, if you look at the gray bars, they are the effect of the products individually, okay? But when you take them together, you can see how it increases. So if you look at the NAD, you take them together, there's like 226%. So we have a Protandim Tri-Synergizer. These are available in Canada, US, and also New Zealand. So Australia, we don't have the NAD yet. And so the question is, are you ready to flip the switch? So what does that mean? It means that when you flip the switch, it supports your positive mood and motivation. You're happier. You know, I have a director in nursing, a friend of mine. She's always super stressed, always cranky and all of that. And you know, she says to me, Josie, I don't know what it is, but I feel happier. And it supports healthy longevity. There is more we can do. There's a study that can support this. Improves mental focus and concentration. Those brain fogs, guys, there's something that we can do about it. Boosts mental and physical energy and supports healthy inflammatory response. That is super profound, and supports healthy vascular system. So my slides are going crazy. So these are the products that we have. These 2 bottles here, the blue one is the NRF2. That is NRF1. We have that available in Australia. And then we have the NAD available in New Zealand. So if you live in New Zealand, in the US, Canada, you can access these 3 products. In Australia, we have these amazing products, and we've seen incredible results with hundreds and thousands of people around the world. The other product we have is ProBio. This is a league of its own. There's so many probiotics out there, but this probiotic has got 2 patents, and it has the ability to bypass the stomach acids, and it gets absorbed in where it works in your small and large intestine. It's a powerful, and I've seen so many results. And so we also have a True Science skincare and hair care. These are clean products, okay, all natural, infused with NRF2 and botanicals as well. And I have seen amazing results with this one here. So those are the products that we have. And, you know, I don't know what someone invited you to come to this presentation, and you're probably thinking, okay, what this is all about. This is really all about us giving you the message on how you can support your health. You know, at the end of the day, it's really about having the energy, you know, having better sleep, and really having health as well. And so the next is that I want to introduce to you Biada, because honestly, stories are better when you share them with others. And so I joined this company about 11 months ago, and I have met Biada and I've heard of Biada. So Biada is the CEO of a prominent Australian IT company. She's a former and a businesswoman running multiple successful companies. She's also a philanthropist, giving back to society and the less fortunate with her money, time, and experiences, both locally and globally. And she's one of our top leads in this company, a well-respected individual. And so, Miss Biada, over to you.
Thank you so much, Josie. And I'm still so excited when I see these products, and to believe some of these products are actually, you know, they cost you less than half a cup of coffee a day. So, Josie, I might continue with your fabulous slides, because I actually quite like them. So if you're happy to continue with that, I certainly am.
Sorry, let me go back. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Josie. And Josie, you're an angel, and everyone who's on here who's a, you know, a nurse or a healthcare worker, we honestly, as a company and as individuals, we absolutely honour you for what you do. I have the absolute privilege of sharing a little bit of our company background, of which I'm very, very proud. So if you could please bear with me. Our company's LifeVantage. We are a publicly listed company on the New York Stock Exchange. We're not a startup, we're 11 years old. We're headquartered in the US, and we are governed by a board of amazing people who were former board members and executives of Coca-Cola, Airbnb, Amazon, and many more. And the philosophy of the company really aligned with me as a business person, and that being that when you're of service to others and help others, the financial rewards follow. So that philosophy really attracted me as a company. And as I mentioned before, I wasn't actually looking for a business or an opportunity, but that really attracted me. Thank you, Josie. So we wanted to share with you the market trends, and these are figures from a market research, so they're really accurate. And our industry is a $6 billion industry. As you can see in the slides, anti-aging is a $300 million industry. Skincare, or in our case, we're anti-aging, is a $121 billion industry. Hair care, 85. Pet care, 70, 67. We all love our pets and want them to live longer. Energy, and again, weight loss. So our industry is a really prominent and prevalent industry, being, over 600 billion plus. So it's a great industry to be in. Now, our cosmetics industry, the growth of it back in 2017 was 32.1. Now, the wellness industry back then, so if we think about that, that was 3 years ago, was 26.2. But what's happened now is it's gone the other way. Now, equally, in the last few months, because of the crisis that we've had, and boy, don't we know it, being here in Melbourne, it's really tipped the scale. And, it's less important to look good, although we want to look good, but our wellness and our health has become the most important thing, and especially the last few months, because, we can't travel, we can't spend money on goods, so it's our wellness and our health that's important. So we actually have the perfect model for you here. And the model is like this. You can actually work from home, or you can work anywhere. I work from my laptop or my iPad. There's no entry costs. Our business is around sharing. If you go to a great restaurant, you tell people about it, or if you see a great movie, you tell people about it. So it's around social sharing. We have a virtual office. There's no business assets, and you don't need to actually hold inventory. You actually have your own personal online store. And I think it was Warren Buffett or Richard Branson said that in the next 10 years, your online business is going to increase dramatically. We have daily bonuses, we have daily travel. So this is a really perfect way to actually, increment your income and supplement your income. I love to show this slide because being on the NASDAQ, we have to be transparent. When you're on the New York Stock Exchange, you have to be transparent. And this particular slide is a slide of our potential earnings. I like to point out this Pro3. We actually have a system, and it's a system like I equate it to McDonald's, because McDonald's is the most successful and extraordinary system in the world. We actually have a system of when we bring people on board that we can show you within 3 months, we can get you to this rank of Pro3. And the average income of a Pro3 is about 626 US, which is approximately 850 Australian dollars. So, that's a mortgage payment, or that's a school fee, or, that can really start making a difference in your world. Our next rank is a Pro 5. Again, it's life-changing money, 3,100 US, which equates to about 4,500, per month. It's a profound difference. It can, can pay a mortgage, it can pay a school fee, and it can be a supplement, a great supplement to a business. We show you how to do this. This system actually takes you through the steps of how to do that. Now, our next slide is our internet is very slow tonight, so I'm afraid. So it's always technology. Our Pro 7, Josia and I are at the Pro 7 rank. So the Pro 7, that's 13,000. It's about 18,000 Australian per month. That really actually is life-changing, and for a lot of people that's when they can actually make a lot of differences. And I find this job is so fulfilling that sharing these products with people just fulfills me. And with my income, I'm a philanthropist, so a lot of that goes back to good. So these now start becoming life-changing results in incomes. Thank you, Josie. So we have various enrollment packs. These are in US dollars, but you can start with a starter pack, a silver pack, or a gold pack. Our platinum pack is the most extraordinary because by the time you actually sell off your platinum pack at retail, you make a substantial profit. It works out about $800 that you actually make profit on top of this, and you get all of these incredible things. You get a back office, you get your online store, you get governance and legals, you get marketing, you get your IT. So it really is to start a business at it works out about $16.99 Australian for a platinum pack. Again, you get back about $2,400, and you get back you get all of those additional items. So a traditional business will cost you tens of thousands, sometimes 100,000 to start. So this is a pretty good option for people that want to start a business and start a legacy business that can be passed on to your family, and you can continue it. So I often say it's a 3 to 10 year plan. We can show you the way like a franchise, but this is a legacy business that can then be left to your family. Thank you, Josie.
I think that's the end of our slides.
Oh, so that's the end of our slides. So just to summarize, you are helping people with your health, you're helping yourself with your income and to supplement, your income. And now we're providing people an opportunity of what's beyond nursing. So we really feel like it's a gift that we're giving people and sharing. So that's my piece, and I'll hand back over to Josie to finish our presentation.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Beata. And I'm looking at the chat, and we've actually got quite a number of guests here, and also nurses. We've got dementia educator, we've got clinicians, we've got people who are 37 years nursing, 39 years nursing. And so all I can say, why is it dark? Got something wrong with our, so all I can say is that nursing is amazing, but there's always an option when you retire, before you retire, if you're in the looking zone. And also I can tell you that this product, once you understand how the switches flip, how to address oxidative stress, your mitochondrial decline, and your decline in your sirtuin activity, once you understand all that, you see all the studies that have been independently done with these products, you will be amazed. And that's exactly what attracted me to join LifeVantage. I was with a nutritional company for 10 years, successful in that, but I could see, there's so much potential and possibility here as well. So make sure that you reach out to the person who invited you here. Get started. Number one is get started in the products. And number two is ask questions. You probably have asked questions. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. Beata and I are here to answer your questions. And number three is just join. I was saying to people, if you start a traditional business like Beata, you'd need hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars of capital. So why not start a business? In Australia, a gold pack is like $850. You get all products to use. Or a platinum pack, which most people start, is $1,699. So it's really no brainer. So I really want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being on the call. Make sure you pick up that phone right after this presentation and thank the person who invited you and ask more questions. Otherwise, if you want to just say, I want to join and start taking the products and start looking at this opportunity to have a side hustle so that I would have an option beyond nursing. Thank you.